It all started in May, when Russian forces launched a new offensive toward Kharkiv. They used armored vehicles covered with anti-drone grill cages and self-propelled artillery. Tanks also took part in the assault. The Russian Air Force supported the offensive, using FAB-3000 guided bombs. For the first time in this war, thermobaric bombs were also reported. But near the village of Lyptsi, 30 kilometers from Kharkiv, their offensive was halted. They were met with a storm of fire. Drones and artillery delivered the main blow, destroying much of the attacking equipment. Even tanks failed to break through Ukrainian defenses. However, Russians managed to entrench themselves in a forest near Lyptsi. This position was later nicknamed Berlin. Russian troops quickly dug in and camouflaged. It was impossible to estimate their numbers. The forested area spanned nearly 400 hectares. In autumn, President Zelensky ordered the army to push the Russians back across the border. Combat leaders from units defending Kharkiv were summoned to Brigade HQ for planning. Their mission: assault the Berlin position, a dense forest just north of Lyptsi toward the Russian border. Recon provided intel on the enemy forces. A large terrain mock-up was used to define the role of every unit in the assault plan. The assault tactics were finalized. 2 teams up front, 1 behind. Everyone covers each other, 3 to 4 men up front, followed by 2 or 3 more with a machine gun, ready to pull out a wounded soldier and hold the position if needed. In November, 72 hours before the attack, Ukrainian troops began moving to staging areas. Units rehearsed their scenarios directly on the ground. A strike fist was formed. It included several specialized units. The last photo before the battle, it looked like everything was ready. 4 hours before go time, drone operators arrived. Medics were standing by to treat the wounded. The fighters received extra weapons and supplies. Colombian volunteers also joined the assault groups. By the way, our channel has plenty of videos about foreign fighters serving in Ukraine. Check them out. Ukrainians launched a probing assault using ground drones. They were spotted. Russians opened up with mortar fire, but the drone raid revealed enemy mortar positions. Observation drones took to the sky to correct artillery fire. The softening of Russian defenses had begun. Meanwhile, infantry aboard BMP-2s and M113s rolled out from deeper behind the lines, from Lyptsi. But the special ops teams were already in position. They moved in first, tasked with closing in on enemy lines and capturing observation points. No rations, just lots of ammo. Half an hour later, M113 crossed open ground and neared Russian positions, guns blazing. Infantry began to dismount. The Russians responded fast. Tornado MLRS rushed in and opened fire. The forest turns into hell, but so far everything's going to plan. Ukrainians call in attack helicopters. Mi-24s take to the sky. Smash that like if you've seen our earlier video on helicopters in this war. It helps more people see this mission unfold.
Устроят линию, постройте линию, найдите соседей.
Выровняйте в линию, блядь, и вперед двинуться, блядь, не накопычиваемся вместе, блядь.
Мы наших левее видим.
The first Russian observation post is spotted. Ukrainian special ops assault the enemy's frontline positions. Ukrainian infantry takes over the trenches. A captured Russian radio gives them real-time intel, but they can't stop. Ukrainian units push deeper into the forest. Visibility drops to just a few meters. What's hiding up ahead?
Надо продвигаться, нельзя сидеть. Растяни, надо было. Давай, держу. Растянись.
As mortar fire intensifies, Ukrainians launch FPV drones packed with explosives to take out enemy crews. Units that made it far enough are ordered to dig in. Tension builds at HQ. Russian infantry is regrouping for a counterattack. The counterattack begins. Russian drones appear overhead, dropping explosives. The first wounded appear. Medics provide first aid. The wounded are evacuated. Fresh troops arrive to replace the fallen. Wounded are loaded onto another vehicle and taken to a stabilization point. Medics now had their hands full. Meanwhile, Ukrainians ramped up pressure using drones dropping explosives. New coordinates came in, and Ukrainian artillery opened fire on clusters of Russian troops. Ukrainian MLRS joined the strike. And then came the final argument. A Ukrainian tank entered the fight. It dropped smoke to shield itself from drones, then rolled in close and blasted Russian positions point blank.
Дальше. Чуть-чуть выше подними ствол.
FPV drones hunted down the survivors. Ukrainian forces seized the initiative. Russian troops began to retreat.
Наступай. На, противник.
Some were captured. Many remained in Berlin forever. After a full sweep, part of the Berlin position came under Ukrainian control. All winter long, the front line ran through that forest. By May, the mission was complete. General Drapati, who stabilized and improved the situation on this front, was appointed commander of Ukraine's ground forces. But the fighting near Vovchansk is just as intense. Subscribe to our channel and tell us in the comments. Do you want a video like this about the battle for Vovchansk? Thanks for watching.